Jamil Dahlan and Saeed Al-Majdalawi get ready to film at one of the protest camps along Gaza's eastern edge. It's a quiet midweek day featuring families with young children, and they're well back from the area where Israeli troops have used live fire on the past 2 Fridays. But they wear their protective equipment nonetheless.
After the journalists were shot last Friday, the family told us, don't go. We as journalists, we send a message. No matter what my wife or mother says, we love our work. Because of that, we'll keep coming here.
Last Friday, freelance photographer Yaser Murtaja was shot in the upper body as he covered the protests. The bullet entered his armpit, where his flak jacket, clearly labelled press, could provide no protection. He died in hospital. It's not just the death of Yaser Murtaja that has his colleagues worried. The Palestinian Journalist Syndicate says there's a deliberate policy by the Israeli army of targeting journalists in order to intimidate them. Certainly, 9 other journalists were injured by gunfire during last week's protests. Israel has denied targeting members of the media. At the same time, it's accused Murtaja of being on the Hamas payroll without providing evidence. In Gaza's Shifa hospital, we meet Adam al-Hajjar, a freelance photographer. He was shot on the left leg and needed 3 surgeries, the latest transferring muscle from one leg to the other. Upstairs, Abu Shanab is beginning what could be a 12-month recovery. Like Adam, a freelancer, he's worried about the impact of being without work for so long. Minutes after capturing these images of injured protesters being rushed away for treatment, he found himself making the same journey.
I was wearing a flak jacket and helmet. Suddenly, while I was working about 400 meters from the fence, the Israelis shot me with a live bullet in the leg. It broke the bone because it was an explosive bullet.
But he says the job of documenting these protests and the Israeli response to them was worth the risk. A sentiment shared by TV cameraman Jamil Dahlan, who, despite his family's concerns, will be back on shift at the border on Friday. Harry Fawcett, Al Jazeera, Gaza.